Okay guys, today we are going to learn the capital cursive N and M. So if your class has already learned these letters, please watch this video as a refresher. And if your class has not already learned these letters, pay extra close attention. So remember that you need to start out in proper handwriting position, feet on the floor, your chair pulled all the way up to your desk or your table. Make sure that you have turned your paper. If you're a right-handed person, your right corner points up. Left-handed person, then your left corner points up. Okay, I'm right-handed, so I'm turning my paper like this. All right, to start with the cursive capital N, we are going to do a stroke that we haven't done before, and it's called the curve forward slant. Okay, so you'll start out just below the blue line, curve forward, touch the blue line, and do a slant down. Now, I'm going to pick up my pencil right now, or my pen. Rather, when you make the cursive N, you won't pick up your pencil, but I want to start out doing that just to show you what that first stroke looks like. It's almost like a backwards candy cane or something. Okay, here we go. So curve forward slant. You're going to go right back up on top of that same line and do an overcurve, a slant, and an undercurve. So I want you to notice that your hump that you make with your overcurve does not touch the blue line. There's space between the blue line and the little hump that you make, okay? All right, here we go again. Curve forward slant. Back up on top of that same line, make an overcurve, slant, and undercurve. Curve forward slant, back on top of the same line, overcurve, slant, and undercurve. Okay, all right, so let's say we wanted to write the word November. That's a long one. Curve forward slant, back on top of the same line, overcurve, slant, undercurve. My pen's giving out on me, guys. November. Okay, there we go. Let's do the name Nate. Curve forward slant, overcurve, slant, undercurve. Here's the name, Nate. And guys, I almost got that hump a little bit too close to the blue line. We want to be a little bit farther down. And you may say, well, if I touch the blue line, that doesn't look like a bad N, and it still looks like an N, and that's true. It does, but that's not proper handwriting, okay? So we need to make sure that it doesn't touch that top blue line. Okay? All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the capital cursive M because it is so similar. So I feel like we can learn these two letters at the same time, okay? Okay guys, now that we have learned the cursive N, we're going to go ahead and move on to the M. The M starts out the exact same way that the cursive N does. We're going to start with a curve forward slant, trace back up on top of this same line, overcurve, slant, overcurve, slant, and undercurve. Now, I'm going to do one more, and then we'll talk about some special things about the cursive M. All right, curve forward slant, trace back up on top of that same line, overcurve, slant, overcurve, slant, and undercurve. Okay, I want you to notice that just like with the cursive N, that first hump does not touch the blue line. The second hump is a little bit shorter than the first hump. It's still below the blue line, below this first hump, but it's above the dotted line. Okay? So not as tall as the first hump, but it's still above the dotted line. And guys, sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. It's just going to take some practice, okay? So let's do a few more and then we'll do some words. Curve, forward, slant. Over, curve, slant. Over, curve, slant. Under curve. Curve, forward, slant. Over, curve, slant. Over, curve, slant. Under curve. And guys, you can see that my M's are not all exactly alike, and that's okay. Just do your best to make sure that that second one is a little bit shorter than the first one, and that neither one of them touch the blue line, and that the second hump goes above the dotted line. Okay? All right, let's do some proper nouns. Curve, forward, slant. Over, curve, slant. Over, curve, slant. Under curve. And I'm going to write the name of a month. March. Okay, let's write a name. Some of you guys had the story Muggy Maggie read to you before spring break. So there is Maggie's name. Now guys, I'm going to point this out to you. I've got some letters floating here. These need to be sitting on the red line. So just make note of that. Mrs. Kirkland made a mistake. You always want your letters sitting on the red line. All right, let's do another proper noun. Everyone should know how to spell this one. Our wonderful city of Montgomery. So I'm going to point out another mistake that I just made. I've got a little loop right here. When I traced back and did my down curve, there's a little bit of an opening right here that shouldn't be there. So just take note of that. Let's see. We'll do a couple more words with the capital M. And there's the first day of the school week, the second day of the real week on Monday. All right, guys, just practice those letters, the N and the M. There are lots of proper nouns that you can write that start with those two letters because they're such common letters, and just give yourself lots of practice.